After learning Hoi4 for hundreds of hours, these are just some of the ways I know how to win battles. So if you're looking to get better at Hoi4, you're definitely going to want to pay attention to planning bonus. And it's really easy. All it takes is setting a front line and then setting an offensive line. And then once you have this arrow here, your troops are going to start gaining a little bar called Plan Preparation Attack bonus. And it caps out at, depending on the country, it could be 30% as it is now, but it can go even higher than that. And when you go into battle here in Ethiopia, you're going to be getting an extra 34% to all your stats in a battle. So you can see here, planning bonus giving an extra 31%. So that's a really easy way to just get a ton more attack, especially in like mountain tiles and places where it's just hard to come by. And the next thing I want to talk about is definitely going to be air. So starting off on Italy, you have a lot of air here. So I would just expand that. Put all your fighters and bombers in the airport and just spread them out a little bit so they don't overflow the airport. And then select them, right click on the air zone. Make sure you select air superiority and close air support. And then that's going to be adding, you know you have it if it's air zone's green, you got these two bubbles. That's going to add an additional bonus to your attack. So right now, air support's giving 24%, landing bonus 34%. So combines, that's about 58%. It's really good. And then you can get even more with better generals. So right now, I'm missing a field marshal. So if you click on the little portrait icon, you can get generals to affect all your troops, and they just give more stats. So once you level up your generals, you get additional 10% bonuses. And you can even get things like reinforced rate and organization recovery. And then once you have all that, and you get better generals, then you're probably going to want to pay attention to stats for the most part. So every unit has a soft attack value, and all the earlier bonuses only matter if you have a good soft attack. So the best ways to get more is always going to be artillery and some of the support companies. So you can always upgrade your artillery and get an extra 10%, usually for each upgrade. So that's great. And for every artillery that you add to your unit, you're going to get a big increase, about 25 for base game already. And that's just going to add up to a really good basic soft attack. The only thing to pay attention to is keeping your organization around 35 to 40 for units that are actually going to be like, these are like units that are going to push the line and defend it pretty well. But if you go under 30, you're risking just losing on org. Org doesn't really matter. It just keeps you in the battle, and you got to stay in the battle to win the battle. So make sure to keep it above 35-ish. So if you want to get even more stats on your units, an easy way that most people do look over is literally just adding a motorized recon company, because if you look closely, it gives an extra 10% to all of your arty. It doesn't have anything to do with arty, but it just gives that bonus. So definitely don't miss out on that. So that's just another easy 10%. And then lastly, once you have units with great stats, great base stats, great percentages like this, you can already see how it just destroys the Ethiopians. The last thing you want to pay attention to is definitely going to be your supplies, because even with all these bonuses, without supplies, your men just simply aren't going to be able to win battles. So I'll show you if I get deep enough here into Ethiopia. Then I'm going to start seeing supply debuffs. So you can usually see it by just like these little crates, like the red icon. And supply status is going to hurt your attack a lot. So already it's giving like terrible debuffs on my breakthrough and attack. And this only gets worse as you lose more supply. So the easiest way to fix this, and what I do, is just motorize whatever hub is nearby. So go in the supply map mode and just click on the hub and select motorization level. You have to have about like 50 trucks to fully motorize a supply hub, so it's really cheap, vanilla. And then once you do that, that's going to increase not only the range, but also the effectiveness of the supply. So it's definitely worth doing. The only case I wouldn't do it is if you have enough hubs. Like I wouldn't do it on Rome because there's enough hubs here and it increases the range, but it's only effective if it's like, if you need it. Like on these tiles here, they're not getting a lot of supply. Now that I've increased the range, you can see how this has changed color. And these units no longer have that debuff, so they're going to be doing a ton of damage. So even though they're attacking on a mountain, so it's a huge debuff, they're still going to be doing exactly how much they would be doing if they were fighting on no terrain debuffs. Just because of all the extra add-ons that I have. The extra planes, split up your planes and have them do 2 areas at once. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. Leave a comment if you need any other help in Hoi4. Thank you.